All right guys, quick update. I have the upper intake sprayed on the car, so I chose to go with a different color. This is a like a cast iron type look. It's kind of like a bronze in a way, but we are going to clear coat this, so it's going to look really good. Also have the lower intake sprayed. But what we have been working on, oh yeah, Hayden's here with me today. So what we've been working on is the gas tank. So basically the fuel system on this car. So I got the gas tank pulled out of the convertible, but it is just completely rusted. I mean, it's horrible. We transferred everything over into this new tank, or newer tank, I should say. And out here we have the fuel lines. So let me get these out into a little bit of light. So we have the fuel lines out of the convertible. And what I'm gonna have to do, or what I've already done, is I had to cut the lines. So we're going to use some compression fittings. What that's going to be right as it comes out from the side of the car. Like I told you guys, this car has subframe connectors on it, so this has to slip under the subframes and then come out the side of the car and run the length of it. So this will help me basically fit these lines up on this car. I know it may not look like it, but we're actually not that far away from actually starting the car up. I mean, we're not going to do that anytime soon necessarily. I'm going to take my time with it. But we really aren't that far away. I've got the wiring harness over here. So for those of you who have not seen the wiring harness, we've got everything, computer and all. That is an A9P computer, so that's an automatic computer, no issues there. And headlight harness, just everything. So we're good. That harness doesn't take very long. It's plug and play. You just plug that thing up and start routing everything. So we can get this thing started pretty soon, honestly. Quick update. So me and Hayden have been working on fuel system stuff all night, and we finally got the gas tank in and we got the fuel lines on. There's only one little problem. One of the compression fittings tried to strip out on me, so no big deal. I'll get a new one tomorrow, but I'll show you guys where we are right now. So we got the gas tank in, we're good there. We got all the new fuel lines in, got all those in up there and all the way down, and that's where our compression fittings are. I just have to get one more. It cross-threaded on us, no big deal. So we'll get a new one. And underneath here, everything's been reattached, so we're good. And here are our fuel lines. So, anyway, it has been a pretty good night. It's been a long night to only have really gotten the fuel system, but if you guys know anything about this stuff, it's aggravating. Those lines are really long and they're hard to deal with. So like I said, we cut the fuel lines and we pushed them in under the subframe connectors and got it done. So the only thing left to really do, so somebody cut the connector underneath the car. So I just went ahead and snipped off the one from the vert, and we will tie it in right here. So everything will be soldered and connected in. So that should pretty much finish up the fuel system, minus, obviously the one connector up here. So I'm happy. Anyway guys, that's going to wrap this video up for tonight. I'll see you tomorrow when I come out here and fix this connection, and we'll probably put a little bit of gas in this thing. We'll solder up all the connections and try to not bust it off. No, we're not going to do that, but we will at least try to see if the fuel pumps are going to work and everything like that. See if we can get some fuel through this thing, flush these lines out. All right guys, I'll catch you tomorrow. So it is the next day. So Hayden come over last night, helped me out getting this gas tank and all swapped out, getting the fuel lines run. So that was really important. I really needed that help. We needed to get this done. But I had one of my fittings that cross-threaded on me, and I had to toss it. So I went and picked up a new fitting today, and I figured I'd share with you guys how it is that I'm splicing these lines and talk about it for a second. So this is a 5/16 brass union. That's all this is. It has the metal ferrules inside of it. So once you take this thing apart, they're the same on both sides to connect these lines, and the key to this is the metal ferrule. Now there are other ways of repairing your fuel line. This is the way that I've chosen to do it. A buddy of mine that's a certified mechanic told me this is what he uses. So this works out really good. There are different brands out there. There's Dorman, there's all sorts of other brands that claim they're either for fuel lines or not. Most of these though are not for use on brake lines. Brake lines do have to be flared, and they have to have different fittings. This is a non-flared line, meaning you just cut your line and attach it. Oh yeah, by the way, the two sizes for these fuel lines are 1/4 inch for the small line and 5/16 for the big line. So I'll get down here, I'll show you guys how to attach it, and I'll also show you why we cut these lines. Okay guys, so here we are. You can see that I've already got one attached, and I staggered these for obvious reasons so that so that they're not laying on top of each other. That way you have one over here and one over there. So I suggest that you stagger your lines when you cut them, because as you can see right here, this car has subframes on it. So with that being said, you can't feed this whole big line under here. So you have to cut them and then piece them together like this. So the first thing you want to do is put your cap on. Just put your cap on this side. You can do this with it all attached. I recommend just do it this way. So make sure that the lines are even and will push together like that. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm probably going to have my hands in front of the camera a lot. There's not really a good angle I can get, so I'll try my best here. Anyway, you slide your metal ferrules on, and then you attach this. Just slide it over. Go ahead and start with one end. Get this thing started. Same thing over here. Push it in. Go ahead and get this started. You do want to make sure that your lines are compressed together before you really start tightening everything down. But that's it, guys. I mean, that's just how easy this is. So that's why I wanted to share it with you. Just in case you ever run into this issue. I've already had a couple people actually ask me how I got the fuel lines out of the car and how do you reinstall them. Now, if you don't have subframe connectors, you probably won't have to do this. Still easier though if you do. So there they are, all nice and tucked in together behind one another. So let's talk about the placement real quick of those two unions. I put the unions on the outside of the car because if there was to be a fuel leak, it wouldn't be out by the exhaust, it wouldn't be underneath the car. It's kind of off to the side. It'll be easy to fix, it'll be easy to find. So that's why I chose the placement right there. I would rather do that than get up under the car and have to deal with those things. So real quick, I want to talk to you guys about this channel and what it's about. Most of you guys know that this is a budget channel. Pretty much everything that we do is budget. It's in a little 2-car garage. We do what we can with what we have. So I've had a lot of comments lately, and maybe they're new subscribers, maybe they're just people, you know, dropping in for the first time. Stop by the channel and comment on why don't you do this and why don't you do that. So let me just go ahead and give you a scenario. So let's say that we're putting this engine in the car, right? Exact same way that we've been doing it. And we get this thing out, we got it over there on the ground, and now all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? It'd be really smart of me to go ahead, find a set of GT40P heads, find a camshaft, buy a Cobra intake, some 24-pound injectors and all this stuff. Now what you have is this car still sitting here a month later, 2 months later. That engine's still sitting over there waiting on parts that really doesn't change anything about this channel. Doesn't change the dynamic of this channel. The engine's essentially still going to look the same going in the car, other than maybe a Cobra intake. You're not going to be able to really see the heads. You're not going to be able to see the cam. I think what's important on this channel, and to me, is to get this car running as cheaply as possible. Now, there are some things that we have to do, like an oil pump and an oil pan gasket and stuff like that. I mean, you need to get that done before you put the engine in the car. But guys, that's what's important to me. It's either I go ahead and I get this thing in as cheaply as possible, or we don't have content for possibly months. You know, I try to make good decisions with the money. So rather than going out and buying all new interior for this car and it not be running yet, I think it's smarter to go ahead and get this thing running. Now remember, we can always take this engine back out of the car, paint everything up on it, make it look good, upgrade stuff. As a matter of fact, speaking of which, I think we're going to stick to the stock GT intake for right now. So we're just going to put it back on because we still have the lower attached, and it's just right now it's easier on me to go ahead, slap that upper intake on it, start bolting everything up, connecting all the wires, and bust this thing off possibly here in the next week. So I think that's more important right now. Look guys, all we got to do is take that intake off at some point after we get it running, and then put everything on and paint stuff up, make it look good. I just think that's what's important right now. I mean, do you really care to see this Explorer intake on the car that bad? I don't want to rush it. I have so many little things that we have left to do to this car that I feel like I'm being pulled in a million different directions. So by me stopping one thing to go and pull the intake off of this, it could cause me to get all jacked up and forget something. So it's best to work with what we have, the easiest approach at the moment, get everything going, and we'll come back later and upgrade and fix some stuff. Anyway, I hope you guys understand. This is a budget channel. Any of you guys that have been around for a while should remember with the red car we did essentially the same thing. We pieced that car together in a series to where it benefited the channel and it kept us going. That's how this channel got off the ground, was with the Retro Fox. So I want to do the same thing with this. You guys just want to see me hit the key, you know, this thing start up, get some new wheels on it, get it on the ground, get it lowered. That's really what you're here for. So I want to deliver. Then once everything calms down a little bit, we can start upgrading. So hopefully you guys understand. Anyway, we've got some fan mail today. So let's go ahead, open some of that stuff up and give some shout outs. It is about to storm. So let's go ahead and get to this. I don't mean to, but we may have to kind of rush through this a little bit. Anyway, we got some fan mail today. So this comes with a few shout outs, by the way. So first off, what we have in this package is, guys, check that out. That is so cool. So these are custom keychains. StangFreak87 on Instagram. If you guys are interested in any of these keychains, I think he has many different colors. So I obviously went with the teal / Calypso kind of look. These are really cool. Thank you so much, Stang Freak. And yeah, you guys check him out if you're interested. So next up is our friend Gearhead704. He hooked me up, guys. He sent me some stuff that we really need. So let's go ahead, check that out right now. Boom, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Gearhead, he has the Tar Heel Fox, so it is Tar Heel blue. Convertible, beautiful car. It's got the Cobra kit on it and everything. And he didn't want to put the Cobra emblems, which I can respect, on his car. But look, we gonna put them on ours. That's just how it is. So we're gonna put all the Cobra emblems on this car, the Cobra wheels and all that stuff, and we're gonna make it look like a Cobra. But thank you so much, Gearhead, for sending that, man. I really appreciate it. Obviously, guys, go check him out. Check out his channel. He's got a new project car that he just got. It's an SSP car. You guys probably know who he is already. You probably checked him out. He just hit 1,000 subscribers and he's on his way to more. So guys, go check him out. Anyway, check this out. This is really cool. So, dear Mr. Brutal, I love Fox bodies. I love all Fox bodies. However, this is what should happen to Duke blue colored Fox bodies. Picture enclosed. Sincerely, Mr. Gearhead704. So his daughter drew this. Is that not cool? So basically, I called his car Duke Blue, which I know better. So obviously Duke and UNC are rivals. So his car is North Carolina Blue. Anyway, so this is what should happen to Duke Blue Fox bodies. His daughter drew this. So guys, please, by all means, go check out Gearhead704. Great guy. He's, like I said, he's got him a little project coupe. And he's learning. So you guys go over there, you can give him some tips and tricks. Like I said, don't troll. All right, next up we have some more goodies. All right, I'm gonna put you down right here for just a quick second so I can get this out. Wow, I never knew that one of these would fit in a box like this. That's cool. Look at that. Wow. So we have another Explorer intake. So look at this, guys. We have another upper and lower intake that was sent to me by a subscriber through Instagram. And look, this one's already been drilled out, so this one's good to go. So that's really cool. This has been gasket matched by his daughter. Now, how cool is that? I can't remember how old he said she was, but it seems like maybe around 15 or so. I have looked back through my Instagram and I'm sorry, I cannot find the conversation back and forth that we were having over this intake. So look, guys, anytime you send anything, make sure if you'd like a shout out, and I don't even know if he wanted a shout out, but if you'd like a shout out, make sure you put your information either on the box or on a piece of paper or something like that. Otherwise, it's really, really hard to look back through all of the comments and stuff through Instagram to find out who it was. So I looked for 20 minutes and I can't find it. I really do appreciate you sending this. And what the deal is with this, he is aware that we already have an Explorer upper and lower intake. So he told me, look, I'm gonna go ahead and send it anyway. I don't have a use for it. Maybe you can use it on the red car. So before we get into this, guys, I will be keeping this intake. I love when subscribers send stuff. That means something to me. Plus, at some point, we'll probably put this on the red car. You know, help it out a little bit. So running this channel, I need parts cars. I need nuts, bolts, parts, things that you might not could ever imagine, because who knows what project we're gonna have coming up next. I know a lot of you guys send parts and I really do appreciate it. Obviously, you send parts. So I do appreciate that, but at the same time, I need to hold on to my parts so that we can keep content coming. So I hope you guys understand. Here coming real soon, we should have the Calypso Clone started up. There's a little bit of wiring and stuff that needs to be done on it, so let me show you that real quick. Like I talked about it a little bit last night, but I think it was too dark to see. All I did was take the plug off the other car, put it in. So we're gonna wire everything up, put the wiring harness in the car, and see if we can get some power to this fuel pump. And honestly, guys, we're not that far away from getting this thing started. It's just going to take a little bit of time. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up. And as always, thanks for watching.